Hello and welcome. Rahul, you're watching me on my YouTube channel for talks, and if you're watching me consistently, welcome back to my channel. See, whenever I come in front of you, I have a purpose. I want to instill positivity and talk something important, which can instill positivity and can give you a roadmap to walk in this life where each and everything, will be judged on your performance, on the monetary values that you have accumulated over a period of time, or the skills that you develop, and if these conditions has been imposed upon us from a long time, there is no choice in front of you. You have to prove your worth here, you have to hone your skills, you have to adapt to the system in order to prove that you are worthy. One of the best thing that if you want to escape the system, you have to learn its norms, and find loopholes where you can exit from the system, or you can manipulate the system as others are doing it. And the only way to exit is nothing else but your understanding how to be a more affluent, how to be more prosperous, how to be more financially abundant, And if you will be that kind of personality, you'll have power. And once you'll get power, you'll be able to manipulate exactly, as others are using this system. See, if you will talk about bureaucracy, even the IAS and IPS officers, they fear politicians. So become a politician, you'll be able to control IAS and IPS officers, even judicial nowadays, election commission as well. If you'll be a politician, you can certainly take control of that, because you have power and you have circulation of money is in your control. You can print your own money, with the help of RBI, because all the institutions are in your hand. So become a politician if you really want to be powerful. So exiting is not possible. We cannot say that. You have to be in system first of all, and you have to access all those platforms where you can be powerful enough to manipulate exactly the system that they are doing. No one is, 100% pure. Most of them who are running the system, they all are culprit and corrupt. That you have to know exactly. And the only way exit forward is not the natural law that you are seeking forward. The only law that they think of is to protect yourself with the help of power, and don't get yourself involved in any litigation. That is what they are doing. They are doing all the corruptions, but they are not able to be able to get charged, and indicted in court. They are not being indicted in court. Why? Because they have power. They are able to manipulate exactly what they want. If they don't have ability to manipulate, then they are trying to, buy it with the money. That is what they are doing. So everywhere loopholes are present. You have to understand exactly how to be more powerful. And see, our government is doing nothing, no development at all. All false promises, all false policies. Even if you are earning, they're meddling into your account, they're meddling in your business account, they're meddling into your savings account, they're meddling into your business, in wrong way, unethical way, imposing such kind of complicated tax like GST, that most of the businessmen even would not be able to understand exactly what are the norms and why they are being charged. Some arbitrary laws are being imposed on your savings account. More and more credit will happen. They will impose right now some kind of blockage on your account, that you will not be able to get multiple credit in your account. So these all are meddling in personal life. So most of the Indians are leaving our system, leaving this country. They're going forward in abroad, in other countries, in foreign countries. Why they are escaping? Because they want freedom. Whatever they are paying taxes, they want something in return. Security, health, and services, such kind of services that only government can provide, and they're getting it. In most of the countries where they are living, they're getting such kind of health insurance, they're getting such kind of educations, they're getting better access to roads and infrastructure. They're able to build their business, they're able to scale it up, they're able to distribute it without any hassle, they're able to conserve money, get credit in account without any hassle. So that is why they are leaving India. Problem is that most of the Indians who are conservative, they're also, when they are finding freedom in foreign country, they're trying to intervene and invade their own culture, foreign culture, which is very good, which is useful, which is really attractive. But when they are moving there, they are imposing their dogmatic views. I'm telling you, Indians don't have any real God. They all worship imaginary gods. And imaginary gods, most of them, you know, are nothing but little conservative and superstitious. Superstitious imagination that they bring themselves. Whatever imagination they get, they bring it as a god. 33 crore gods. You know, but actual, their rituals and their culture have has fostered something special. A human god like Jesus, Buddha, because they were intelligent. They were knowing exactly that only humankind and only a human can stand and can fight with all these little mediocrity, imaginations and fears in their mind. They can only fight it, they can only stand for better and prosperous life of humanity. That is what they have fought for. That is what Buddha fought for that. You know, and Jesus fought for that. Because these Indians don't understand, what is reality between fostering a real God, giving all those bloods and sacrifices in order to foster these realities, and they are invading their culture. One example you got what happened in Australia and New Zealand. One day before, Prime Minister Modi was there, and some people were trying to bring all those dramas, in front of their population, and all those people, exotic people, foreigners, they were demonstrating against it. Go back, Mr. Modi, go back to your country, and all those diaspora, take them along with you. That is what they were telling. How humiliating it is. You are interfering, you are invading their own culture, and that is why they are not able to sustain. They are very tolerant even. They are doing it peacefully. Suppose in our country, what is happening? What we are doing with Bangladeshi and Rohingya Muslims? Even our leaders are openly telling we will put them in jail, we will put them outside. But their leaders, they were welcoming you. And their protester, they are only demonstrating peacefully. They were not telling any abusive language. Still they are very educated. Still they are very tolerant. That is what we should learn. That is what we should inculcate. And if your religion is based on superstitions, discard it altogether. You have divided your own people in casteism, which is really bad. Very bad. Annihilation of caste should happen and should have been happened very earlier. But you haven't done that until now. That is why I demand annihilation of caste system. Totally banned. There is no forward, there is no backward. Everyone is human. Humanity first, and everyone is equal. Equal rights to each and everyone. There should not be any disputed, or hidden or subtle mentality of being forward. Who can suppress other thinking of their humans and their backwards. No. There is no such place in intellectual world. And there is no such place of imaginary gods. Whatever superstitions you have, these are little devils, Not devil, you cannot see the devils. They are little bones, in little dimensions. That is what you have to tolerate. And that is what you have to fight with. If you can fight and overcome all these challenges, then only you become from human to a god. And that is what they have fostered in their own culture. That is what you have to understand. And if you cannot understand all these things, then you are still, not a pro-human, but like hippopotamus, like monkeys, you are an animal, nothing else. You have to understand all these things. And once you understand this reality, how the gods, human gods, really lead it, and how they fostered their reality, you will not challenge them again. You will not try to invade their culture. Go accept their education, accept their infrastructure, accept their beauty of life, but do not invade their culture. Leave your culture here and go there and prosper. Amalgamate with them, fuse with them, assimilate their culture. Be a better person, be a better civilian. Then only you can sustain there. Thank you for listening to me.